Hey everybody, welcome to GratiTube TV. We have another episode here for you, and the topic today is about accountability. I'm Frank Clark.
And I'm Jason Caras. Thank you for tuning in. So accountability is the defining factor between success and failure, in my opinion.
Yeah, I guess I would tend to agree with that. Especially professionally and personally, holding yourself to a standard and then making sure that you are accountable. And whether that's to yourself or to somebody else, or a combination of the two, there needs to be some level of accountability, well, lots of levels of accountability every single day.
It's personal and professional. So from a personal perspective, if something's important to you, then you need to have a mechanism for you to be accountable to yourself, and then preferably take it a step further, accountable to someone else. So I use an app on my phone called Strides. There's another one called Streaks. There's a lot of these accountability apps, which are great because you say, okay, I want to do this and I want to do this every single day. So, and they're
or I don't want to do this.
Or I don't want to do this, right.
Yeah, and so you keep track of all your bad habits too.
And it's easy though. You look at your phone, and you look at the date, you go, and it's an X. I did it. You don't have to write in a journal.
What was that again? What was?
So you don't have to write in a journal and go through some long process. It's just a beautiful click, just one little click, and it gives you a little X. But here's the great part about it. You'll then be able to see your track record. And there's a great story I have for this. This is where I started to become accountable in my life.
Is this a leg story?
Yeah, whatever. I was working out, and I had an app. I had a spreadsheet on my phone, and every time I did an exercise, I would just put the weight and the reps in between when I was resting. And I'd go home later on and I'd sync it up and I'd look at graphs and look at my progress. And yeah, I know that sounds anal, but anyway, I look at it and I thought, wow, there's one of these graphs is off. It's like it's wrong. Obviously, it's got to be wrong. So I checked the formula's right. I look at it, it's leg day. I'm like, man, I just despised leg day. And because you will do more to avoid pain than you'll do to gain pleasure, I was making up excuses in my mind to avoid doing legs. So what ensued was
Growing like this.
I didn't
falling over.
I didn't do legs, right?
Giraffe, gazelle body.
Friends don't let friends miss leg day. But I kept coming up, oh, I'm tired today, or I should go to this networking event that I never go to, or whatever the reason. There was always some excuse. But here's the kicker. I thought, well, it's only been about 4 weeks since I've done legs. And when I looked at it, I was like, it's been 2.5 months. So talk about a mind screw.
Yeah.
My mind literally wrapped me around it. And it said, oh, no, you've been fine. When the fact was I wasn't doing it. So that's when I said, I need to have a mechanism that will track whether I did it or I didn't. And it's just that simple.
It really does work that simple. Just basically yes or no.
You did it or didn't.
And the other side of it too is, again, putting in your bad habits or things that you want to accomplish. Like, okay, let's get 7 hours of sleep every night. Did I get 7 hours of sleep? Yes or no?
Right.
And it's amazing when you look at this thing and you go back on it, oh man, I didn't get 7 hours of sleep for the last 20 days in a row, okay? Or maybe you want to stop drinking. Oh, well, I don't drink a lot. But if you had one drink a day,
right, or
every other day, and you don't really pay attention to it, but in your streaks calendar, you go, okay, I had a drink. Or you got angry when you're driving, and you don't want to do that anymore.
So it's like this. You want this, but you're doing this. And now you can see it. Because the place in between before you could see it is called delusion.
Yeah, exactly. It's the story you make up in your mind. The other side of accountability, which I highly support, is getting a coach.
Yeah.
The most professional athletes, well, all professional athletes have coaches. People that are running successful companies have a board of directors. There's always a level of coaching.
CEO peer groups.
Yeah, there's always a level of coaching if you want to improve. Not even just if you want to improve. If the things that kind of hit us upside the head at the most inopportune times are the things we don't see.
Right.
And you know what? It's great to have an accountability team, a good friend that you can check in with.
Because you're too close to it.
You are too close to it, and you don't want to see it.
You don't want. Subconsciously, you don't want to see it. You need somebody else to call you out. I have paid thousands of dollars with peer groups for people to listen to what I've going on and ask me pointed questions and hold me accountable the next time I come to that meeting.
Right, and you set goals that way, okay? This next week, I'm not going to drive like a madman, or this next week I'm going to drink more water in my diet, okay? Or this next week I'm going to, I don't know, change my wardrobe. I don't know, stop wearing women's clothes on these shows.
Anyway,
whatever it is,
anyway,
you get the point, right? The point is accountability is everything.
Download an app.
Download an app that gets you that.
Here's your
streaks.
action. Get an app. Get Strides. Get Streaks. Get one of those. Go to the Amazon store, the Apple store, and find an app that you can just do. Click, yes, I did it, or yes, I did not. We're out of time.
And also, on top of that, find somebody that you can be accountable to. Find another human being that you can call up and say, listen.
And do it regularly.
Right?
Remember when we did this? We did this for years when he was living in California. We had a 11:30 standing meeting, and it was $100 a minute if you were late.
Right.
We were never late because it was important to us. Mm-hmm. And we had a Google Doc spreadsheet, and we basically each week said, this is what I'm going to do. And then the following week, I'd say, Frank, did you do that stuff? And he'd say, yep, got that one, got that one, got that one. And if he ever said, or I ever said, I didn't do it, there was some questions. We had to answer to somebody.
Exactly. It makes important. A huge difference. Again, it propels your life. It keeps the ball moving. And that's what we're all about, right? Motion creates emotion. We talked about that earlier in another session. Motion in your accountability, motion with your goals creates emotion also, positive emotion. So stay accountable, right? And find whatever app, find a person, find a coach, find somebody that you can hold yourself to a higher standard with. That's going to call you out on your stuff.
Yep.
And have a great life. That's what this show's all about. It's being grateful and having just an incredible quality of life. That's what we're all about here. So
thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. Please visit us on YouTube on GratiTube TV or our website at gratitube.org. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
That's key. Please subscribe. Yeah.
Subscribe, and if you like what you're hearing, please share it as well.
Exactly.
Thank you, and have a great day.
Cheers.